Hi, thank you for watching this video. My name is Crystal. If you haven't watched 5 reasons why I believe Googling Tantra will change your life, I recommend you stop right now and you go listen to it. It's only a few minutes long. So I decided to make a video for each topic, each reason. And so this is the first video, and it's based on number one, which is when you Google Tantra or when you start to research it, you find out it's a very ancient practice. And I'm not talking about just like 100, 1,000, 2,000, but way longer. And it kind of makes sense in a way too, because so what you'll find out is that it's not just in Tibet that they practice Tantra or India. You also find this information in Egypt, for example, in indigenous tribes. They might have a different name to it. But basically what it is that there's this sacredness that they have for the body, for the mechanics of the body, and also when it comes to relationships. And when you learn about Tantra, what you get to see is that sexuality, sex, pleasure, desire is not bad. Okay? And this is something that we're just now getting comfortable with, you know? I made a video not too long ago talking about this briefly, about how for such a long time, I'd say thousands of years, our culture, especially because it was a very religious culture, it was very deprived, was very suppressed, women and men. And the science of Tantra, which was prevalent at that time and before, was kind of shut down so that people would know about it, okay? However, there's information that there are sects of Christianity that actually practice this, but we won't go into that, into politics. So what I will say is that it took us a long time, you know, for people not to look at the body and look at it as bad, you know, a woman, right? The story of Adam and Eve. And even though in North America we're still getting comfortable with the physical body, this might seem contradictory, but here, let me explain. So if you go to Europe, many places there's naked beaches, nudist beaches. You know, women walk around without tops, and there's children everywhere. And not one thought is given. Here, it's not the case, right? If you take off your shirt on a beach with children around, I mean, you're frowned upon. So we have this different idea of like what the body is, right? But then it's like really perverted, because then you have the industry of like the media, celebrities, movies, modeling, and all that, where they've perverted, oh sorry, pornography obviously, where we've perverted the body, okay? Where women and girls are just stripping down and to nothing, or if not, being very seductive, and that's okay. But what's not okay is a woman breastfeeding in public. I mean, you're hearing a lot of debate about that now, and women are starting to kind of put their foot down. The problem is, it's not even men that have issues with women breastfeeding. That's the weird thing. It's women. Why I'm mentioning this is that we have this really twisted idea about the body, you know, and then there's this like perfection thing, you know, because you have like magazines that show you one way of how a body, a beauty is, and how it really is, minus all the effects, right? So we have this very morbid idea about beauty, about the body, about sexuality, about everything, you know? And I'm not saying it's wrong. And again, I talked about this in one video, and I want to go into a little bit more. I think that as a human being, we almost have to go through both polarities to get to that center of balance, you know? And so we went through from a place where we were really suppressed to now like here I am, very like sexual. And I'm not saying that's wrong either, but we're gonna slowly start to make our way back to, okay, if you want to go and do that, that's fine, okay? But then why not bring a bit more respect, adoration, like sacredness, reverence to the body? I mean, let's just talk about women in general, our beauty, and the intelligence within our body that can actually like create a baby. And I'm still in awe about this because I just had my baby boy 11 months ago. But that process of feeling a child, growing inside me and being able to birth this child and feed this child, and it's craziness. It's amazing. It's a miracle in itself, and that should be celebrated, and it's starting to. Pockets all around the world. Now, why am I talking about this? Like, what does this have to do with Tantra? Well, Tantra has this sacredness when it comes to the woman, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to sensuality. It brings that sacredness, that path to when you hear that path of enlightenment, it's really that path of going into yourself and literally like shedding all that's not who we are, so that we can really have this connection to the divine, to ourselves, to our partners, to our family, to the world, to our planet, okay? And it's so amazing to be able to free ourselves that I can believe in God, and at the same time I can believe in my body, my beauty, my sensuality, my partnership, my everything. It doesn't have to be separate, and I don't have to have guilt and shame with it, And that's how I used to be before this ancient wisdom, and it was practiced this way, and it still is in many places. But now it's reemerging, and it's changing people's lives every single day. I'm starting to whisper because I could see the little guy looking like he's waking up from his nap, but I'm gonna keep going. Maybe he'll go back to bed. So let me just recap. Religion has in the past thrived on shame and guilt, and learning Tantra helps us to really realize how much guilt and shame we're holding within us, the habitual patterns that we respond to all the time to guilt and shame. It helps us to bring a deep sense of forgiveness, and it helps us to find an even greater connection to the divine, to God, to what you call it. And it only makes sense, because it takes a man and a woman to make a baby. More precisely, it's really our bodies that are doing it and continue to create this child. I don't think about it and do it. It's just happening within me. I need to feed and drink water and have, some sort of like lifestyle that can, so that baby can thrive. But in itself, it's happening within me, this intelligence, this miracle that I call the divine. And so why wouldn't making that child, that sexual practice, also be divine? So I gotta go. The little guy's waking up. But thanks for watching, and if I missed anything, I'll talk about it in the next video. So have a great night. Have a great day. Namaste.